You this morning? Yeah, and then start to come into your mountain pose here, feeling the feet grounded, starting to feel the breath move. Think about your alignment. And we're going to start by building some gratitude for our breath here. The breath is constantly helping us all day, right? And sometimes we don't stop to think about it very much. So just take a few breaths into that sensation of gratitude, that the breath can move freely through the body and all the things that it does for us. And maybe deepening a little more each time as you go. And let's be thankful to our bodies for showing up this morning and giving us their best. So whatever that turns out to be during this practice, it's their best, the body. So we'll move into the lotus hand position, right, to start to build and capture that gratitude. So for now, just bring your hands in front of your chest, bring the heels of your hands together, touch the thumb and the pinky, and your other three fingers are open like a flower. Okay, gathering gratitude. And then bring your palms together and fingers to your heart. Now we'll do that with extending the arms. So take your arms down by your side. Inhale, float the arms up. And coming into Lotus Mudra overhead or maybe slightly lower, heels of the hands, pinky thumbs, gathering, collecting gratitude and bringing that to your heart. And just go through that 2 more times, nice and quiet, so you can gather up the things that you are grateful for. And the next time you find your hands at your heart, just stay here, maintaining that thought, gratitude. And then shake it out and release. Okay, so we'll start waking up our spine this morning with the feet slightly wider than hip width distance, soft knees and soft hips here. Take your arms long out by your side and round forward into the cat. And then with long arms open, here's a nice heart opening into the cow position. And we're going forward and open. So the knees and hips are going to move a bit here. The shoulders definitely start to wake up. And remember, you are moving where your body feels best right now. Okay? The one thing I ask you to do when you're doing cats and cows is lead with the spine and not with the head. We don't want to be a head bobber here. And then bring your fingertips to touch here. Press your palms together. Bring your hands to your heart. Firm up your feet. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Take your right wrist in your left hand and tilt to the left. Now, this might work better with the elbows slightly bent, or you might have your arms straight. Let's tilt to the other side. The thing is, where are your shoulders? Bring it over. So we want to pay attention. Don't want the shoulders hiking up toward the ears here. And we also want to keep the feet grounded so that the side body gets a nice extension. We're Going back over to the left. And over to the right, so we've warmed up the body. Now we're going to take it over to the left. Stay here, make sure that right foot is still grounded, extend both arms. Press the left fingertips away, and then take your right shoulder behind you. Open up your heart, maybe even expand the arms a bit. And come back to center, bring it up. Left wrist in the right hand, tilt to the right. Extend the arms, press the right fingertips away, and take the left shoulder back, opening up the heart. Good, and come back to center. Inhale, and let's just exhale, keeping the knees and hips bending. Take it down and up. And it's a good time to think about balance, right, as we move into holiday season. So let's start to work this into a little bit of balance. Take it down, and the next time you come up, take your right heel up, moving balance here, and take it down, and the next time you come up, take your left heel up. And then take it down, and carefully bring both heels up, deciding if this is the right move for you. You can always go back to alternating. Take it down, and it's going to be right heel or knee. And down, and left heel or knee. And again, double heels if that's right for you, or just keep alternating. So it's either right heel or knee, left heel or knee, double, or right, left, right, left. So just moving in and out of balance the way we do all day long, especially when we're walking, right? We're moving in and out of balance, so it's good to work on that here. Keep going. And you're going to be finishing your round with either the double heels if you're doing doubles, or your left heel or knee if you're doing alternating. And when you're done, just come back to mountain pose. Now don't finish before you're finished, don't stop before you finish, but go ahead and finish. When you're ready, everybody, mountain pose. Now let's feel that sense of balance here. Just close your eyes or defocus them, whichever is more comfortable to you, and just sway around. So throwing yourself off balance and back to balance. Okay? Again, we're doing this to practice coming back to balance, right? Coming off balance and back to balance, come to center, and go forward and back. And you can translate this into a life lesson if you want, or you can say, oh, this is just my body, whatever. Remember, it's your practice. But we do this all day, out of balance, in balance. And let's come back, all four corners of the feet nice and square. Inhale and exhale. So let's shake things out and start to do a little side-to-side twisting. We're going to do it a little differently this morning with the right leg behind the left, starting in a little curtsy lunge here, left leg behind the right. And so as your right leg comes back, your right arm sweeps across, and vice versa on the left. Okay, it's early, so start out just warming things up, and then see where your body wants to go. Is it okay to curtsy a little deeper, hands come a little lower, or is the body wanting to stay just in a more neutral, sweeping side-to-side position? And if you've started, bring your hands closer to the earth, come back up a little bit, and maybe even reach up, side to side. And the next time your right leg is back and your arm is up, just hang here for a moment. And then bring it out, left leg back, left arm up. Hang here. and release. All right, shake it out. Who thought that might turn into a balance? I certainly didn't. All right, are we ready? We're going to start working our way down. So come to the top of your mat and take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Now float your arms up as high as they're ready to go right now. Folding from the hip creases, bring the hands to the legs. They could be at the shins, the thighs. Sometimes they touch the mat this soon. A lot of times they don't. Bring your hands to your thighs and half lift. Sink your hips down, hands down, and step back into a downward facing dog. Remember, your dog could be at a wall, it could be a table. Let's feel some balance in this dog, right? So we've got 2 hands and 2 feet, evenly distributing the weight. Here's the balance. Now we're going to take ourselves off balance, raise the right heel, bend the right knee, press the left heel down. And switch sides. So we're coming off balance here, side to side, also giving the feet a nice little massage, waking them up so they can work for us all day. And the next time your right heel is heading toward the mat, hang out there. And switch sides, left heel toward the mat and hang out there, and then double heels toward the mat. Take a breath, go ahead and bring your knees down, sit off to the side, and we'll meet in seated mountain pose. So now that we're nice and close to the earth, let's do a nice energy and gratitude gathering with the legs long, spine long, palms out. Exhale, and as you inhale, draw your arms up. Bring your hands into lotus, heels of the hands, pinky thumb. And bring your hands to heart center. And release, shake it out. All right, so I know I feel a lot of gratitude for the fact that we're about to move into core work. Yes, all right, so let's go ahead. If you want to watch for just a second, it's not complicated, but it might be a little different. Remember, we've explored different heights of the leg and how that happens, right? So we're going to be doing that this morning. We're going to have the arms out, and we're going to start with the knees in, press away, open, together, and in. Nothing complicated there. So let's go ahead. You come on down, arms out. And we're going to start with what I feel in my body tends to be the least difficult, the least amount of work for my core, legs straight up. Straight up. And you can see as we go through whether or not these things, what points are true for you. Okay, so here we go. We're up, out, in, bend the knees. Now go a little lower, maybe 10 degrees lower, out, open, in, bend the knees. Now press away a little lower, legs extend out, bring them together, and knees in. You see what we're doing? We're just going out a little lower, open the legs, close the legs, knees in. Out a little lower. So just pay attention to what your core is doing. Where's the work happening for you? Knees in. Extend the legs, open, in, knees in. Extend the legs a little lower, open, close, knees in. By now we're getting very close to the mat. We want to always keep the heels off the mat, whether it's an inch or 2. Open, close, knees in, hug it in, and just massage your spine a little bit side to side. All right, how'd that go? Raise one leg and give me a wiggle if that made sense, if you felt some work happening there. All right, so how about if we start low this time and work our way up? So arms out to the side, knees are in. Extend, those heels are just off the floor. open the legs, close them, and bring the knees in. Take it out. Heels are a little higher this time. Open, close, knees in. Heels a little higher. Take it out. Open, close, knees in. And a little higher. Open, close, knees in. And now we're kind of more than halfway up. Open, close, knees in. Getting a little higher each time. Open, close, knees in. Are you paying attention to how your core is feeling? Open, close, knees in. And maybe this time you're all the way straight up. Open, close, knees in, and release. All right, guess what we're doing for our grand finale? We're going to start high, lower the legs, and wherever you felt like was your most work, you stay there, and we're going to open and close from your point of most work 4 times, okay? All right, so let's start with the legs high, straight up, knees in, press out, open, close, knees in, press out. We're going a little lower each time, knees in. Now there might be a point you feel that core work, and then the next lower level, your back is not happy. So don't go to any place where your back is not happy, right? Just go to your greatest point of work and stay there. Once you've found it, open and close 4 times. We'll all get there at different times, right? And then when you are done, bring your knees in. Okay, so whenever you get to your point, 4 times, open and close. 2. Remember, this is our grand finale here, so give it your best and bring it in. Rock side to side. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's have a little moment of gratitude for a strong core. Protects us in so many ways, especially at the spine. Inhale and exhale. All right, bring the feet down. We're going to open and close the knees. Just let them settle out for a moment. All right. Moving on. So we'll do some obliques from here. Bring the feet to the mat about hip-width distance apart. Take your arms up. Press your palms toward each other. Roll the shoulders and head up and take both hands to the right. Come center and down. Roll up both hands to the left. Come center and down. So that's what that feels like. Now if you like and want to try this, bring your knees to tabletop. We roll up, hands to the right, center and down. Roll up, hands to the left, center and down. Okay, now we can add either with the feet down or the knees up. Let's try feet down first. Add a leg. Roll up, hands right, extend the left leg. That heel is not touching the mat. Center and down. Roll up, hands left, extend the right leg, center and down. That's what that feels like. See what it feels like with your knees up to tabletop. Roll up, hands right, extend the left leg, center and down. Roll up, hands left, extend the right leg, center and down. So whatever variation you want, take it to the right. That leg might extend or not. Center, take it to the left. And center. Knees could be in tabletop, back over to the right, or feet could be on the mat. And down and roll to the left. Right leg extends and down. Let's go one more time each side. Okay, we're going to the right. Left leg either extends or doesn't. And center and to the left. Right leg. Woo! and in. All right, shake it out. So just rock a little on your spine. Inhale and exhale. Okay, raise 2 feet in the air and wiggle your feet at me if your core is awake, alive, energized. Good, and let's release. Bring the feet down and open and close the knees. Inhale and exhale. All right, so from here, we'll do some hip opening. So go ahead and extend both arms and both legs. And then bring both knees in. Hug it in. You can hold on to your shins or your hamstrings here. Okay, so already we can start to feel the hips opening a little bit here. And bring your left foot down. Take your left arm out by your shoulder and holding on to your right shin or hamstring, let that right leg open out to the side and back. So we're going out to the right and back to center, out to the right and back to center. All right, now place your right foot on your left thigh. Take your left hand outside of your right leg. Stretch your right arm long. Let that left leg extend any amount. Keep the right foot on the thigh and just bring the right knee just past the belly button as you turn your gaze to the left. And then let your right hip lift as the right knee comes more to the left. But important here, both shoulders are still on the mat. And then as you come back around, let your legs cross at the thighs, draw the knees in, and hold on. Some people have their ankles here, other people have their shins. Some people hold on to the side of their leg, and just move around. Check in with your right hip this morning, see how it's feeling. All right, let's come back to center with the legs still crossed, and we'll do something a little different here. Point and flex both feet, and then circle the ankles one direction and the other. Are the feet a little confused in this position? Mine sort of seem to be. Release, unwind, bring both feet to the mat. Let the knees open and close. And we're going to extend arms and legs once again. And bring the knees in. You're holding hamstring or shin. Now bring your right foot down and go ahead and hold on to your left leg with the right arm out to the side and take the left leg out to the left and back to center. Now come back to center, place your left foot on your right thigh. Let that right leg extend as much or as little as it wants to right now, keeping the left foot on the thigh. Take your right hand outside your left leg, left arm out from the shoulder, and just let that left knee cross past the belly button. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips, and then let that knee come more to the right. Both shoulders stay grounded, but the left hip is lifting here. And then as you come back through center, let the left thigh cross tightly over the right, bring the knees in, and move around. Oh, just feel those hips release here. We did it on the other side, so let's do it on this side. Come back to center and point and flex the feet. And circle the ankles one direction and the other. Release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat. Let the knees open and close. And we'll come into tabletop here. So along with chaturanga, tabletop is a great opportunity, one of our better opportunities, to really strengthen those arm muscles. So come into your knee down plank, okay? So we'll start out in knee down plank with the elbow creases facing forward so that when you move into your push-up, the elbows are going back, arms are close into the body, and up. Now and then take the hips back to the heels, almost forgot that. Okay, now if you prefer, you can try this and do it with your knees up, okay? But we're doing a nice slow, steady push-up, hips toward heels. Knees up or down, whichever one is better for you. You can mix them up if you want. Slow, steady push-up and hips back. And do your final push-up slow, the slowest and the steadiest, and then find your way to child's pose. Okay. Make sure those wrists get a little bit of a rest here, even wiggle the fingers a bit. And float your way to a nice, even, downward facing dog, right? Remember, we're doing that balance, 2 hands and 2 feet. Your hands could be at the wall. Inhale and exhale. Now let's maintain the balance as we slowly drift the right leg up. Take it slow. We're not just going boom with the right leg. We're slowly drifting it up. Noticing what happens as you drift up and drift back down, just like we were doing earlier with the core. Let's try that on the left. Slowly drift the leg up and slowly down. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. When you get there, take a half lift. Great. And exhale, forward fold. And then float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And hands come heart center. Good. And release. And I did want to mention, I should have when we were doing the push-ups, and I apologize for not doing this. If the hands down is too much, this is a great push-up too. You could do it standing. You could do your hands at the wall. All right, so always remember there's a place for everybody in your yoga practice. Okay, so we're getting the balance together, right? We were working on the down dog, and we're going to continue opening the hips and hip flexors by adding a knee down crescent lunge to our sun salutation. So if you like to have extra padding for your knees, go ahead and grab something to put under them. And if you don't have anything, you can always flip up the edge of your mat so that's under your knee. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and find ourselves at the top of the mat. Let the breath settle here. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to just move through this nice series of poses here. Maybe start with some arms at the front end of our sun salutation. So hands by your side, everything's in good alignment here. Mountain pose, the feet are nice and steady, all 4 corners in contact with the earth. Inhale, float the arms up, and as you exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, take a little twist, and come up to center, and left arm back, right arm forward, take a little twist, and come up to center. Now drawing elbows to waist, a standing cobra here, shining gratitude out from the heart, bring the arms overhead, and exhale over straight legs from your hip creases. Your hands are just going to land where they land. Your fold stops where it stops. Bring your hands to your thighs. Shine your heart forward. Just every time you shine your heart forward, think of that gratitude flowing out from you. And then go ahead and bring your hands down. Take your right leg back. We're in the lunge. We're going to enjoy this lunge for a moment. And remembering, before you bring the knee down, extra padding if you like. Now bring your right knee down. It's behind the hip. Left knee is over the left ankle. Now firm up your core here and start to draw the arms forward. Feel the extension of the spine and lift. Keeping the spine long, keeping the spine long. Okay? Once you feel yourself sink into your lower back, come back to where you weren't sinking. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to keep the core engaged and just float the arms back so we're leaning forward over the thigh, but we're not collapsed onto it. Good. And one more time, draw those arms up. Bring the hands down and step back to a knee up or knee down plank. Okay? Remember, there's always options available to you. Okay? And remember what I said before, this can be your push-up today if the wrists want to break. And let's go ahead and slowly lower, inhale and exhale. So we have the legs long behind with the toes pointed. Now draw your arms back and press your fingertips into the mat. So we're in a locust. Usually we have the hands to the thighs, but right now they're about 6 inches away from the thighs with the fingertips into the mat. And then roll your shoulders towards your ears, down your spine. Lift your heart without throwing the head back, and let your fingertips stay in touch with the mat. And release. All right, bring your hands back under and find your way to downward facing dog. Okay, dogs can be done at the wall, hands on a chair, hands on a countertop. Inhale and exhale. If you're doing a lot of cooking, sometimes you just put your hands on the countertop, walk back to your dog. Let's go ahead and find the evenness in the dog, right? 4 points of contact. And once again, we're going to drift the right leg slowly up, noticing what happens as we go. Keeping it long, drift it down till your toes touch the mat. Drift up one more time. And then bring your knee in, step forward with your right foot. Bring your left knee down and come into the low crescent lunge on the left. Okay, so the left knee's back, right knee is over the ankle. Inhale, float the arms up, staying aware of the lower spine. There you go. And with the core engaged, coming over the right thigh, arms back, but not using the right thigh as a prop. And coming back to low crescent lunge. Bring your hands down, tuck your back toes, lift that knee, and with a lot of intention, take a big step forward. If the feet didn't quite get together, walk the rest of the way up, take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. Let's come into locust here. So the palms, pinkies, and thumbs are touching, and draw your palms together as you bring your hands to your heart. Okay. All right, we're starting back at the top of the mat, sun salutation starting on the left, and we'll do it the same way, moving in and out of that crescent lunge. Float the arms up, inhale, starting with a twist to the left. Yes, and up. It doesn't really matter if you went right, that's fine. Go left this time and open. And bring it in, and that heart opening standing cobra here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, melt over your legs. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward. Hands down, this time we step back with the left and find that lunge. Yeah, you know where you're going. Okay, you might wiggle around a little bit in that lunge. Now bring your back knee down, so it's the left knee down. You're in that low crescent lunge. Arms are long, and they start to come up. You're paying attention to what your spine just did. And then the arms come back. The core is engaged. Arms come back up. Yep. Hands down and find your way to your plank. Knees up, knees down, standing plank at the wall, okay? All good. Let's chaturanga down. Slow so we feel the arms. Inhale and exhale. All right, now with the legs long, we're going to make a pillow with the hands, rest the forehead, and we're going to focus only on the legs this time to strengthen the lower back. So pick your right leg up slightly, extend it away from your body. Pick your left leg up slightly, extend it away. Okay, so we want the legs as long as possible. And then start to raise your right leg. Slowly release. Raise your left leg. So when you raise, it's always with a long, long leg here. And release. And let's see how it feels to raise both legs. If you don't want to, just go right and then left. And release. All right, now we're just going to add a little bit of front to that also. So let's raise, keeping the hands under the forehead, raise the upper body, and raise the right leg. And bring it down. Keeping the hands to the forehead, raise the upper body, raise the left leg. Good, and bring it down. And then if you want to do doubles, do doubles. If not, just do right, and then come down and do left. And release. Okay, since we already have our forehead on our hands, let's go ahead and bend the knees and release the spine side to side here. Woo. Bring the feet down and make your way to downward facing dog. Okay, we're finding four corners of a dog. Okay, this is a beautiful way to do down dog also. We're nice and balanced here, and we're going to start to slowly drift that left leg up and slowly drift it down, toes touch. Slowly drift it up. And slowly down. Yes. And slowly drift it up. And one more time down. I honestly cannot remember how many times we did it on the right. It might have been only one. Let's slowly drift that leg up, left leg. Draw the knee through, step forward with the left foot. And then find your way into the low crescent lunge. The right knee is behind the hip. Extend the arms long, up, up, up. And we're going to go back, without collapsing onto the left thigh. Arms long. Release the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, and step forward. There you go. When you get to the top of your mat, half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, let's just shake it out. Oh, it's been a lot of work, so go ahead and make sure you shake out your wrists also. Just move the body around, inhaling and exhaling. So we've done a lot of balance work. Now we're going to just smooth things out a little bit with moonflowers and sunbursts. So take your legs wide, not quite as wide as if you were going into Warrior Two. The toes are facing out, and we draw the arms up for a 5-pointed star. If your feet are nice and grounded, all 4 corners, the knees are naturally going to go over the toes. So let's go down and up and see what the knees are doing. If your knees are doing this, you're on the inside of your feet too much. If your knees are falling out, you're on the outside of your feet. So let's just go ahead, down and up, moonflower. And the next time you're in moonflower, hold here. And now we're going to take it to a sunburst. So cross your right arm in front of your left here and just burst with gratitude up. Left arm in front of right, burst up with gratitude. Up. And just share that with the world. All the things that you're thankful for. Giving a nice thought. Getting ready for Thanksgiving next Thursday. We started with the right arm in front, so the next time you go left arm in front, you'll be even, most likely. Bring your hands together and heel toe your feet, shake things out. All right, we're going to start to just move around, make sure everything is where we want it. Everything's feeling nice and loose and released. Look around your space, see if there's anything you want to bring into your space as we move back down to the earth. Okay. And when you feel nice and loose and released, okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's do some forward folding before we come down, all right? And we'll do it with legs wide. Legs wide, toes are forward, and we're going to put the hands what are these called? Index fingers in your hip creases with a long spine, fold forward halfway or less, and decide if you want to go any farther. And if you do, start to roll your hands down your legs until you are where you want to stop here. Think about where your hips are. A lot of times in forward fold, the hips go behind and then we get heavy in the heels. So think about where your hips are. Try and be even in your feet. And holding on to the legs, high, low, medium. If you're all the way down, you might put your peace sign fingers under your big toes. Rest your thumbs on top of your big toes. We're holding on, and then we're going to try and lift. It's a resisted lift. And then as you exhale, let your elbows fan out to the sides. That'll help you go a little deeper in your fold. And then another resisted lift. And elbows out to the side. And then from here, just release whatever you're holding and move around in your wide-legged forward fold, however that feels good to you. If you want to start coming up a little higher, if you want to stay low and sweep your hands side to side, whatever feels good to you. Eventually coming back to center and hands to the legs, straighten the legs, come halfway up, and then lift the rest of the way up. And heel toe, shake things out a little more, and then come to the top of your mat. Okay, so by now, if there's something you wanted, like socks or an eye pillow, a blanket to cover up, it should be nice and nearby so you can grab onto it when you want it. And find mountain pose. Okay, and let's come into our lotus mudra, just bringing the hands to about the level of the heart, heels of the hands together, pinkies, thumbs, And the middle 3 fingers are spread open. Once again, stand in gratitude to your breath, your body, your spirit, everything that brought you to your mat this morning. And then press your palms together and seal that into your heart. Draw the arms up, inhale, exhale, swan dive. Yeah, let's take one final half lift, shining the heart forward. Bring the hips closer to the mat with the hands down, and you're going to step back, either down dog or table. If you're ready for table, that's fine too. Let your hips move side to side. If your knees are up, let your knees move opposite the hips. Okay? And then everybody come to center, knees carefully down, sit off to the side, and find your way to a nice seated mountain pose. So with the mountain pose, the sit bones are even on the mat, the spine is long. Inhale and exhale. Arms are down by your side. So now we're going to do what I've come to call the corkscrew breath. Take your arms out, it's not what you think. Take your hands out to the side, gather up, inhale, arms up. So the corkscrew part of this is that as your arms come down, the spine continues to lengthen, just like those corkscrews with the arms. Feel your cork coming up out of the bottle, spine stays long. And let's do that one more time. Reach up, the spine is long, long, long. And then turning the palms out, continuing to lengthen the spine, even as the hands come to the mat, gently touching down. And then shake everything out, and we'll do a couple of very gentle forward folds from here, so the arms just come up a little bit and take it forward. See how everything feels in this forward fold. And then roll your hands up your legs, and once again, everything soft and gentle, and melt. And roll your hands up your legs. We're going to bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, and slowly roll down. Okay. All right. So from here, let's just open and close the knees a few times. Extend both arms and both legs long. Draw your right knee in, holding on to the shin or the hamstring. This is the Ardha Appanasana, half wind removing pose here. Extend your right leg, arms overhead. Bring the left knee in, holding shin or hamstring. Nice. It's a nice hip release. And extend your left leg, both arms overhead. This time we draw both knees in, holding onto the shins or the hamstrings. And let's take this into a happy baby. Flex the feet. Your knees are headed towards your armpits here. And if the feet are too far away right now, just hold on to your hamstrings. And then once you get that nice hip release, go ahead and rock side to side. Give your spine a little massage as well. Okay, so let's just come back to a steady, happy baby and think about your hips. Now release your hands, keep your feet up, and point and flex the feet. Circle one direction with the ankles and the other. And think about everything your feet do and did for you. And let's send some gratitude to the feet as we bring them back down to the earth. Inhale and exhale. All right, so moving to the hands here with the arms long side to side. Oh, before we do that, let's go ahead and take the feet mat width distance apart, and we'll move into some windshield wipers here. So the knees to the right, gaze left. Keep this gentle, just swaying the knees side to side. Knees to left, gaze right. A little gentle side to side sway here. Stay in touch with your back. Don't do anything that makes your back unhappy. And maybe your spine is willing to take those knees a little deeper and hold. Maybe not. Do what makes you feel good here. Take your gaze towards your right fingertips. And bring it up to center. And take the knees to the left, stopping where it is that you should be stopping right now. And maybe holding, if the back is okay with that. Take your gaze toward your opposite fingertips, thinking that would be the left or the right. That would be the right. Good, and take everything back to center. Okay, now with the arms long, we're going to extend the fingers and wiggle them in, thinking about gratitude to the hands for all they do, and thinking about releasing them. And let's rotate the wrists one direction and the other. All right, now release your hands down by your side and start to scan your body and take any movements that your body seems to want to make right now. Okay. Whatever that's feeling like for you. And then just bring your feet down. Come into a feet hip width distance apart, arms by your side. Spine is at rest. And let's come back to the breath, feeling the gratitude for the breath here as you inhale and exhale. Come back to noticing the breath. And then start to play with positioning for your final relaxation. Take the legs straight, see if the spine likes that. Bend the knees, see if the back is happier that way. Do any kind of final adjustments, realigning the hips so that they're nice and centered. Sometimes final relaxation, you want to put your legs up on the wall, right? Legs on the wall. Some people are near a chair and you might put your feet on the chair. So find your way to your final relaxation position for this morning. And once you feel like you're in a place where you can really settle down and release, inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth, knowing that the earth is there to support you. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, just release everything. Your work is done. Let the earth hold you as you move into final relaxation. slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen and gently invite movement back to your body. On your next inhale, stretch things long. And as you exhale, draw your knees in. Give yourself a nice hug. Find your way over to a side. And find your way back to a nice, easy seat. Okay, so now we're in a nice Sukhasana, easy seat with the hands down by your side and the spine long. Inhale, drawing up from the earth. Coming into lotus here with the heels of the hands, pinkies and thumbs touching. Collect everything that you're grateful for yourself for in today's practice, and drawing your palms together, bring your hands to your heart. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, truly thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we truly thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.